it still says something. And when we choose not to participate, we are saying something. We are saying we don't want to participate. We're saying we don't matter. We're saying we are irrelevant. And I think what KBF is putting forth in the voice of the people, we are inviting people to realize, to experience that their voice does matter. Come to the conversation, participate, get engaged, learn, get educated. Don't just parrot information. Don't just regurgitate what you've heard. Actually dig in, listen, get into the dark room, develop your idea, develop your image. Because what America is a developed image by, for the most part, critically speaking, white men. White men decided to build something, and they collectively got together, those who were in power or those who had enough power to build something. And they built something in their interest. We can take that mechanism if we participate collectively and consciously. If we gather together in a race or get loud or get voluminous or become heard, then we can see those systems and we can become subversive in those systems, and we can make things happen. So what I hear you saying is the voice of the people. We rise together. And there's something about our silence. We think our silence is nothing. Our silence is something. It's certainly something. Our silence speaks. Even in music, the silence is written in. It's called a rest. It's a very intentional thing. And so what right now we are being silent because we are ignorant, because we believe a message that we don't matter. And what we're trying to say here is you absolutely do matter. And because you matter, you need to learn. You need to educate. You need to be aware. You need to be invested. You need to be concerned. You need to be not just someone talking with talking points. You need to be aware of how to respond to the system of white inhumanity.
And also, I think about the issue with Fox News, and the lies that they were putting forth, and the truth of those lies. And even though there are reports that these on-air personalities knew they were lies, they amplified them anyway.
Right.
And so I think one of the things that happens is even when you say or you tell people that there's this system, it's detrimental to you, it's causing harm to you, it's causing violence to you, it's perpetrating so much harm. Those who are rising up in the Black collective saying that no, it does. That lie that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think we are.
Drowns out
believe
the
people
voice
want to hear
that it do matter.
Yeah, I think we are. People want to hear the truth. People aren't really interested. That's the danger of consumer citizenry, the consumer population, is that we want to consume things that make us feel comfortable. And so the lie feels better. This is the idea of what seduction is. Seduction feels better than someone just outright telling you what they want to do. That's why even in relationships, you might not just take to someone come and say, "Hey, I want to take you home and do this to you tonight." We want and we became silent. We became complacent. We we stopped engaging. In the civil rights movement, we had loads of people who were actively engaged in their citizenry. Right now, we are engaged in our consumption. We just want to be comfortable. We want to make some money. We want to go home. We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to listen to the news. We don't want to believe the news. We want to believe everybody's lying. We want to lie ourselves. And we want to act like it's affecting us collectively.
I mean, Okay, when you say we, maybe I need some clarification because usually in these spaces, I'm going to center Black folks. And when I'm centering Black folks,
even being on the even being on the street, as long as someone said, hey, I'm getting my grind on, I'm getting my hustle on, as long as I can go home every day, I may not have all that I want, but I got something and I've gained.
The seduction is you may not have enough to dominate, but you have to. Here's the crux. If I have too much to lose, I am able to be seduced. And so this is not about, to Denise's point, we don't really think we're wealthy, but we still have too much to lose. And as long as we are convinced we have too much to lose, we can be bought out. It's that consciousness, it's an idea. You have to lose, you have to let go of everything. You have to let go of the need to keep everything to under out. You don't want to lose your home. I know you're not running the government to go and you got a place to like drink your beer or have some hamburgers at night. So don't lose that. Don't put yourself in jeopardy, man. Don't put yourself in jeopardy, woman. This is where we are. We are seduced with creature comfort. And Black people particularly, we are not engaged actively. We are not trying to press and to push and to understand and to self-educate and to rise above or to beat a system that is oppressing us. That's not where we are.
I think a lot of it has to do with there's this idea with a lot of Black people is that every time I rise, I get knocked down. Every time I rise, another law is created. Every time I push forward, this system pushes me back. So if I just if I just what's the phrase? Move on to get along, or if I just
I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to get along.
Go on to get along, or get in where I fit in. if I'm not rocking the boat, then and so it's this idea, with that mentality is that yes, I could go vote, but I may rock my own boat if I vote.
But it's not just voting, though. The white man decided centuries ago, we're going to break away from this country called England. A handful of white men decided they was going to create a whole government by themselves. And they created laws. They came up sitting second. What they do is say that man is not a real man. So that system.
What do you mean sitting second?
Sitting second, sitting third. See, I am a person who has put forward the woman. I don't fight the woman. I have been very aggressive in supporting women in leadership, advancing them in leadership. But what I've seen in the stuff, if I show up as a black man who is basically supporting a woman, what happens even with black women is they see me as a man that's not so masculine. And then I'm judged because patriarchy doesn't just affect the mind of the man, it also affects the mind of the woman. Because we have judgments about masculinity and femininity in terms of what is the appropriate role.
I think what we are judging is the fact that you want to stand up as a black man. You will stand up and show how strong you are in the face of whiteness. But we'll talk about reproductive justice. And we can talk about when it's time to stand up for black men to stand up and protect reproductive justice rights for women. What do you all say? Oh, no, I ain't never been no woman, so I don't really know. I don't really feel like I have a space in this conversation to talk for women. This is the time where you stand
do want to say this. Yes, as Black people, there are some things that we are complicit with when it comes to this system that we use to hold each other down, if I can use that term. And so we have to come to a point where you can have. I love the dialogue, but that's what you need. You have to be able to get in discussion. You have to put your feelings aside. Believe me, I've had to do it. It was difficult because as a man, there are certain ideas, there are certain things that my mind has been trained in. And so I had to untrain my mind. But if you untrain your mind, then that's how you get the voice of the people. And you can really be able to listen to everybody and you can move as a collective to affect change. Any last words?
We rise together on May 6th at 6:00 p.m. A night of elegant jazz at St. Michael's Episcopal, 12415 West Cantrell Road. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there, Tony. Denise, you're going to be there with a host of so many other people, with my crew, with an acoustic jazz set, with a special guest, Antonia Bennett, daughter of the legendary artist Tony Bennett. It's going to be interesting, and then we're just going to have a party. We're going to have a great party, a great event the whole night. So come have fun, and also find us online.